Guys, squeaky voice there. Alright guys, good days. Hey mates, another day, another adventure. Now we're in Curitiba. As you can see, really miserable day. We're not in England, it looks like Manchester right now. That's how great it is. That's the museum I'm going to tomorrow of a date with this girl called Amanda, this chick called Amanda. But yeah, just seeing where it is. This is welcome to the tour of Curitiba, the walking tour. This is the centre, and we're going to walk all the way through the centre, through the markets and stuff. Curitiba, really, I'm really missing Rio, really missing Fortaleza, because I'm just missing the beach, and because this just feels like Manchester. It doesn't feel like Manchester, the atmosphere, but the weather, and the, I hate blaming the weather, it sounds really pathetic, but yeah, just the, yeah, it just feels like really European. I mean, look at it, it looks just, I feel like I'm back in Manchester near my places. Just feel, not eventful, except for Manchester, people are always angry, so everyone's really chill and really nice. But yeah, I'm just really missing the beach. 50% of me is wanting to go back to Rio de Janeiro and just concentrate on beach, kickboxing, surfing and play the guitar. But that's where my dream is at. I mean, that can be my life forever, but just, the other half of me just, I don't know, I don't want to die, I don't want to get old one day and have regrets saying that I didn't go to this country, I didn't go to Paraguay, I didn't go back to Salta or Argentina, where I want to go one last time, and then I go to Mexico, and then maybe go back to Rio in a few months' time. But I don't know. I think my time's running out. You know, you constantly feel this ticking time bomb. You know, we've all got a race against time. So one thing we all race against is time. You know, we all have things to fulfill in life. You know, our sexual life, our desires, our dreams, our travelling goals. You know, and then it's all up to us to fight those or either fulfill them, you know, and you know, every single day you see people fighting it with drugs and alcohol and everything, and you know, these dreams and desires that we all have. You know, we each have our own, how do you say, our own mind vision that no one else can see except for us, which only the 1% of the people really fulfill, because that mind vision is obviously a dream beyond dreams, you know, that other people can't imagine. It's too big to make, you know, come true. But anyways, yeah, this is Curitiba. There's really nothing about it really. Really low city. It's like, I mean, I'm even missing Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo is grey like this. It's weird. Everywhere you go around the beaches, like Rio de Janeiro, Florianopolis, you go to the coast, and it's automatically sunny. But as soon as you come into polluted cities like this, like in Manchester, the grey clouds come over, and I think that's just has to do with the city life, the pollution or something that it causes. I don't know, unless someone can explain to me. The more inland you go, no, it doesn't happen because Mexico is not like that. You know, that's obviously a falsehood. You know, but yeah, it's just people here are not very open. You know, like people never heard of Curitiba. This is in the south, near just past Rio de Janeiro, on the way to Florianopolis. And I can imagine Florianopolis just being the complete opposite of this. But this does feel like Europe. Just the air, like I feel like I can breathe now. In Fortaleza, it feels like you're in the Amazon. It feels like you can't breathe in the air, even when it's not sunny. Even you're just sweating all the time. Non-stop mosquito bites, and you see people have lumps over the face everywhere you go in Brazil. But the girls cover it up with makeup. People say Brazilian girls are, you know, most Brazilian girls are beautiful. Yeah, that's true, but I mean, they cover it up with makeup because they have it. A lot of them do anyway. Well, every woman in the world does, but they get mosquito bites, you know, underneath, you know, because everyone has mosquito bites. But a lot of them are healthy. You know, a lot of Brazilians are naturally beautiful, but it's really gone to the head lately. I mean, I talked to lots of people online. I got skills online like Paraguay, Buenos Aires, Mexico and stuff, and people in Brazil seem to be less open these days. They're more closed off. They're probably the worst in Brazil if you're coming for dating, or like, well, not dating, you know, just having fun with them. Having fun with them is great as friends, but if you're here if you're one of those guys traveling for sex and stuff, I mean, I'm not. I'm traveling for adventure, you know. But everyone has different desires. Everyone has desires around the world. We're all human, but if you're coming for that, then Brazil is probably the worst in this day and age, because it's just not just that, just people are really closed off. Like, people expect, you know, think that everything's about sex, you know, and they're coming. I mean, I just like to walk on the street and just chill, but you know, if you, but some people think everything's about sex when it isn't. well, it is actually, everything is, but you know, some people just want to chill like me and just walk down the street sometimes, you know, ask for directions. Everyone's really closed off, everyone's really paranoid now in Brazil, thinking they've got this bad reputation that I explained in the last video, that everyone thinks, oh, we've got this bad reputation of being a sex country. That's stupid, that's fucking, it really ticks me off how it's fucked up Brazil. It's made them the complete opposite now, really, really paranoid. And a lot of them are Brazilians with Brazilians. But I like to chill here, it's really relaxing, it's much more chill than Argentina. But hopefully go to Paraguay and, I don't know, I really want to go back to Rio. I think if something happens at the border, if I get into any trouble or anything at the border, and then I'm just going to turn back around and go straight back to Rio de Janeiro and concentrate on kickboxing, travelling, the adventures around Brazil, living a healthy life, the healthy beach life, the fruits, where you actually feel alive, like here in these cities, where people, I don't believe people should live in these, like this, in boxes all the time, cars, boxes, houses, boxes, you know, and just like working office boxes, because it just makes you unfulfilled, and that's why everyone isn't happy, you know, especially in places like this. They've really closed off. Like you see it, I was in the mall yesterday, and just the people look like kind of the some of the people in England, you know the low class kind of, well, not the low class, but you know the unhealthy people. Like they just spend all the time doing nothing because there's nothing to offer. They don't have the beach, they don't have anything. They just have this grey city, you know. It's supposed to be sunny sometimes, but I think this is what the day is like most time, because it would be it's city life. But yeah, this is I don't like. It's Curitiba. It's a nothing kind of city. There's nothing to it. But yeah, we're going to the city centre now. It's much chill, but I do like the little cafes and the little acai places. It feels like I'm back in Manchester, partly. Except for the people here are Brazilian, so it's really chill, really nice. Really chill people. You can not have any stress here. But yeah, I don't know, I may go back to Rio, but there's so many things, so many people I want to see in Paraguay and Argentina and Mexico. And then I might do a quick round of it, might go to Paraguay, then Argentina, then Mexico. Try and do it as quickly as possible and get back to Rio. Where I just want to be, but I have different desires, different dreams to fulfill like everyone else does. Then once I've done it, I can relax knowing that I've done it, so then I can focus on my other dreams without getting itchy, without getting the itchy feet or itchy pants. So like, you know, concentrating getting more money, getting different incomes, being more success and freedom in the future, because success equals freedom. Yeah, anyways, there's nothing to this tour. So we've been in Fortaleza, that was the tour of Fortaleza 4, that was North Brazil. This is like miles and miles away. This is still the same country, but where we're in Fortaleza, that's like 5 different countries away. You know, that's like 5 versions of France away. You know, that's how big Brazil is. It took 2 days to get here. Yeah, you can feel it. Just the south is more closed off, less adorable. Like the people here are less adorable. Like in Fortaleza and Belém and all that kind of stuff, the people in the north are just so adorable. Like I still talk to girls now on WhatsApp, and they're just so adorable. We just have so much fun with how adorable they are, the girls in Fortaleza and Belém. But here is more closed off, more European. I won't say European, because I hate that. That's like it's like a horrible adjective. But you know, like just more colder, just because of the grey weather. That's what affects everyone. The environment affects everyone. Everyone's the same. Argentinians are Argentinians, Brazilians are Brazilians. Everyone's the same. Chileans are Chileans. That's what pisses me off about travelling. So every people are saying traveling the world. Yeah, it's a good thing traveling the world, getting paid to travel the world, going from country to country like a nomad. But you start to develop this almost if you don't keep your dreams alive. You almost develop a nihilistic kind of approach to life. You just see how the same everybody is. How Brazilians are with Brazilians, Argentinians are with Argentinians, Chileans are with Chileans, and no one has that, hardly anyone has the strength to break out of those chains or those limitations. because that's only for the strong people, because everyone these days has everything in their phone. So when they have everything in their phone, there's no need to go out and change the world for the greater good. Everyone just doesn't care. People get, oh, I don't care about the world, you know, I think they're special because they don't care, when everybody doesn't fucking give a shit. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about anyone, nobody cares about anything except for the pleasure they put into their body, the fast food, the sex, the non-stop endorphins, the bullshit, you know, that's only temporary, you know, and it's gone, and then they die with regrets, and they get older, and then they beat it down on the next generation, say you should do this, you should do that, you should do this, you should do it like I did, you should do it like this, because they don't want them fulfilling their dreams, because they didn't fulfill their dreams and their own desires, and then they wonder why they're not fulfilled, why they're not fulfilled in every single way, sexually, happy, emotionally, in every single way, because they never went the distance, they never pushed themselves, they just stayed online on the keyboard and stayed easy, you know, people like me, or watching the video, we were born in times without the internet, we know the real times, we know the value of without the internet, and how to push yourself in this world to reach success, and people don't know that, and all people, everyone else is born on the internet, they seem to their life to be wasted because they're just robots, their lives aren't real, you know, they might as well not exist, because they've never known anything real, they've just known fakery and lies 24/7, and they follow that like it's the truth, because they don't know anything else. It's good to use that to abuse the system. Yeah, here we are, like a little miniature version of Sao Paulo here in the street. Everyone's saying Sao Paulo's great, but I don't like Sao Paulo. I mean, maybe I just love the nature and the beach. I feel sick once I don't get the nature and the sea, the coconut. I mean, even now I'm just thinking about how I felt after the gym in the sun, working out at the gym in the sun, and then having a clean coconut and swimming in the sea and finishing my workout, stretching on the beach and drinking the coconut. And then watching the mountains and the planes take off and the Christ the Redeemer behind me and the lights and the fireworks. Parties, I mean, there's nothing better than that feeling. You feel so alive and fresh. And that's what gives life. That's how we should all live. That's how we lived in like caveman times. And I don't want to say we should all be cavemen, but you know, that's how we live when we progressing as human beings the most. We were warriors there back then. We were happy, more free. And people invent these buildings here, and then they need to get more money because they're too weak for the wildness. But the root of the wildness, at the end of it, in the chaos, is pure happiness, pure pleasure, in every single way, which people don't know these days. People don't experience it, and you can see it. You can only see it in maybe you've seen that wildness and that pleasure, that vibrancy in people's eyes. You know, maybe porn stars like Tory Black and stuff, because they've pushed themselves to know the real things in life, the real one drug in life, you know, like sex, you know, to push yourself to reach those new pleasures beyond anyone. Or else, otherwise, if you're just following the same rules that everyone else does, the same relationship, the same rules that people tell you to get with Brazilians, all that kind of stuff, get with your own race, your own social class, all this kind of stuff, and get married, all this kind of stuff. You see, they don't have those eyes. They don't have that wildness and that vibrancy in their eyes, because they never had the strength to push themselves past that comfort zone. And yeah, people, like I said, who have that wildness in their eyes, push themselves past that comfort zone, and they're, you know, not sterile, they're fertile, they're very alive, they're alive in the very sense, you know, you can feel it in the testes, or the whatever hormones they have going on, they feel it within, and that's life. That's life itself, that's where life exists. Past when you push yourself in your comfort zone and you're wild and free. Because you can't be alive with all this pollution entering your body from these smokes here, the smoke coming out of this bus, and computer screen, and fast food every single day. It's obviously made people, 99% of people, dead. I mean, I believe that 99% of people in this day and age almost is infertile. They're just like, the testosterone has gone through the floor, and obviously when women have become just sitting on their phones all day, not doing anything, and obviously the women are becoming infertile. They reach a certain age, they can reach like 18 these days, and then they become infertile because they spent their whole life eating fast food, having cancerous thoughts, you know, cancerous feelings. It's obviously thoughts and feelings has an impact on you. It's going to grow a tumour or cancer inside you. And you see that so many days, and girls and guys killing themselves all over the place these days because and then they realise why they're not fulfilled, because they have pollution all the time, and that's because they follow everything's invented. Like Mark Zuckerberg invented stuff for money, you know, and everyone invents stuff for money. Everyone cares about themselves, and that's what happens. Everyone just follows that money like it's the truth, but it is addictive, you know. Everyone follows the easy path. No one takes and everyone thinks it's too hard. Everyone goes, oh, it's too hard. When it isn't too hard, because no one else does it. No one else pushes themselves to be real. Everyone else follows the lies and the fakery these days. No one else pushes themselves to do what the 1% do. It's not even 1% now. Hardly anyone do it. You meet anyone, no one's real these days. And it's easy. It's easy to do it, to accomplish your dream these days. All you have to do is do it, because the competition is low these days, because everyone else is dead by infertile by the computers, by phones and everything. So yeah, this is Curitiba, reaching the city centre now. It's a pretty small city. It takes about 2 hours maybe if I walk from one place, one end to the other. It's pretty small, like Manchester really. Small, non-existent kind of sub-city. Kind of look like a little miniature Sao Paulo. But yeah, I hate this. I go these conversations talking about weird stuff, and then I skip straight to the boring conversations about the cities and life and everything. Like everyone else has a conversation. You meet in hostels, like, oh, where are you from? Oh, I like to do this. Oh, Curitiba, what do you think about this city? Oh, this city's like this. Well, I like this city. It's the same. It's fun. It's fun at first. Like I started traveling the world 5 years ago, Saudi Arabia and that kind of stuff, and it's fun at first. You get the adrenaline rush. You feel like, oh yeah, I'm like this. But then after a while, it just gets annoying, and the same conversation all the time. You see how robotic everyone is. The same thoughts. I mean, I can't even talk to people these days, because if I get angry, the same simplistic kind of conversation, the boring kind of conversation, and I can't hold back. So I just don't talk to people these days, in case I end up in prison again. But like I did in Brazil, I've been to prison like 3 times, and 3 times in England and once in Brazil. But yeah, only for a short time, because obviously I didn't commit any major crime. Just that everyone here in the world these days is insensitive bitches who can't fight, and fighting and sex and all that kind of stuff is the real things, where the real life is. Obviously we shouldn't die, you know, no one should get killed, but that's where the real life is. And that's why I kind of like Rio, even though I discovered the other day that 60% of Brazilians are infected with a thing called toxoplasma, which just kind of made sense, because the Brazilians, they say that they're really wild, but they're not wild. They're really conservative, they're really closed off, and they don't have the strength to be wild and free. They're wild in the worst ways. If you're talking about some of the people in real, like the favela types who all do drugs, that's not being wild, that's being hooked on drugs and systems and invented things that people invented so you can consume. Oh, here's a good mall. I might check this out. Check out this mall. There's a mall I hang in just over. I was hanging in a mall about 30 minutes walk from here overhead. I was hanging in the mall when I was resting in my hotel room. But I've never. This is my first time into this part of the city. This is the major centre. But yeah, it's actually a bit like Palermo, Soho and Buenos Aires in a bit. Except for the people here, you know, it's not as trim, more, how do you say, unkempt. Yeah, as Buenos Aires, they're all trying to look like models, because they're all doing drugs, all doing marijuana and cocaine and all this kind of stuff. They don't have the beach life, they don't have the real sun and everything. But yeah, let's check out this mall. I remember that thing I was talking about. I'll try to remember, because my mind's completely gone blank about what I was talking about. So I'll try and remember the rant I was going on about. Oh, this mall's kind of boring. It's kind of the same as all the other malls in Rio. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's going to be any fun fairs or anything. Usually, like the one in Rio had a big fun fair inside in Barajuca. So yeah. But this is a simple, uneventful kind of city, really closed off. Yeah, you see in this kind of cities, everyone is trying to be hipster kind of like, because they don't have any of the great sex or the beach or the vitamin D from the sun or anything like that, or the vitamins from the sea. So all cities, all humans, they try and find something else to live for, either through music, through arts, anime, all this kind of stuff. You see people get into, like, especially in Buenos Aires, Brazil, all the girls are into anime and cartoons and games, and that's what I love about them. They're just so open about it. I mean, you can speak to girls online on WhatsApp, this group of Brazilian girls, and they just say, "Oh, do you play Free Fire?" and all this kind of stuff, and it's just so adorable, because no English girl could say that. And they'd all be too embarrassed to be judged as a geek. But that's what I love about some Brazilian girls. Some Brazilian girls are free like that. They don't care, they don't have any judgments, and that's complete freedom. Yeah, I just feel really weak about the sun. I don't feel as strong or as healthy or meaningful. I don't know if it's my heart. So people say follow your heart. I don't know if follow my heart is telling me to go back to Rio de Janeiro. Like, you know, you have to follow your heart, or follow your stomach, or follow your penis. You know, and you know, because it all catches up to all of us. You know, eventually, only a few people live a completely fulfilling life in all areas, and we're all in that fight against time. And we're all pretty screwed up, especially in this day and age when everyone is hooked on the phone. Everyone addicts to the phone, so like 10 hours a day. The majority of people are on their phones, so that leaves no time at all to fulfill their dreams, to fulfill each avenue that needs to be fulfilled to face the dying of the light. You know, either financially, with your career, or your sex life, your dreams, your dreams for adventure, your dreams for rest, your dreams for being spoiled and having a home, a family. There's no time at all, and that's why some people believe that we're living in the end times now. I don't know if that's true. Maybe every decade thinks they're living in the end times just to give their life meaning, just to give them an excuse to kind of give up also. I don't know, maybe, because I remember in the 90s everyone was talking about the Y2K, the world's going to end. Maybe it gives people a meaning, an excuse to give up, or a goal to work towards. But yeah, Belo Horizonte was much more chill. Jumping from subject to subject like a maniac, like usual. But yeah, like usual, just going from subject to random subject. Just random subject, and then but yeah, Belo Horizonte it had a sleepy, kind of beautiful, peaceful paradise kind of feeling, and the girls and not the girls, like, I don't mean girls like in, you know, sexually, I mean like the little toddler girls and the girls with the faces are just so cute and adorable in Belo Horizonte. It just had a feeling. It felt like if there was a city for giant human puppy dogs, then Belo Horizonte would be it. If there was a city for, you know, Ewoks or Mogwais from Gremlins, then Belo Horizonte is it. Besides not having the beach or anything, or the sun, just how adorable they are. They're just so cute. Like, you walk into any mall in Belo Horizonte, people are just so smart, so smiling, just so nice. Just so have a really good vibe. You know, when you meet someone, you meet that vibe. You just know they're kind of angry, or they have some kind of anger towards you, to try and change you. That's especially true in Buenos Aires because everyone's on drugs.